Hey guys, so in this video I'm actually going to show you how to add some data. So I do have some dummy data right here. I'll actually include this in this video so that way you're more than welcome to use it or test it out, stuff like that. In case you don't have any contacts in here, like I said, it's not real people, it's just fake data with fake emails, fake phone numbers, and some tags as well, just to give you an idea of how tags work. Tags are probably the most helpful thing inside the software. So if you go to contacts, you should get through this field right here. Now you might already have some data in here, that's totally fine. I'm just going to use this right here. First thing you got to make sure it's save as a CSV, which it already is. I just want to make sure where it's located. Alright, cool. It's already in there. Alright, so the big thing is, like I said, it has to be a CSV file to start off. If you have it as a CSV file, you should be good to go to actually get started. So the first thing you need to do is click on Import Contacts, upload a file, go to Downloads or wherever it's located, and click on 200 sample contacts. If you're using the fake data, now obviously it could be named anything. Once you do that, then you need to plug and play the data. Now obviously this one, it looks like it's already been set up, but sometimes, like if you call it the title company, you might have to change it to like business data, so for company. Yeah, company name. So if it says business, you have to change it to company name. I think even postal code is the same thing. But these are probably a good match. First name, last name, email. And there's a lot of different choices here. So if you don't have their first or last name, you could always do like name. And there's a lot of different fields as well. If you have a field that you don't have, what I would recommend is adding a custom value for that specific thing. But for right now, this is totally fine. The next thing you want to do is name it. So we'll call this dummy data. And then if you want to create a separate list, so what this means is at the top, it'll have basically a tab that you could click on. It will only show that specific data. It's a good way to stay organized. So if you just added like a bunch of electricians in your area, then you could have a tab strictly for electricians. So that way you don't have to do a filter every time. You just go straight to that tab. So that's why you would check that. The next thing is very important. It's like add new and update existing contact records, add new contact records, and update existing contact records. Most of the time you'll probably do the first one, but sometimes you don't want to mess with the data that's already in there. You just want to add the new ones, and you're not sure if you have any of that. So just go ahead and click on add new contact records. The next one is just update existing contacts. You don't want to add any new records. You just want to make sure that the information you currently have is correct. Now the next part, extremely important, is primary key. Obviously, we don't need to add contacts that doesn't have an email or a phone number. Email and a phone number, because there's no way to contact them. So you either make the primary key as email. Now, maybe you have some that has email, some of them that has phone numbers. What you would do is you would add a secondary primary key. And then it's like, if they do not have an email, check to see if they have a phone number. If they have a phone number, add them. If they have an email, add them. If they don't have either, we're not going to add them into the system. And then the last thing is if you want to add them to any tags or add a tag to them. Obviously, we already have a couple of tags in there, but to make it a little bit easier to find this data, I'm going to call it dummy to represent dummy data. You can name it whatever you want. For example, if I'm adding a list of electricians, plumbers, stuff like that, B2B type of businesses, if I'm a B2B type of company, then if I try to add any businesses, I might want to add potential client in there. Their tag like electrician, plumber, HVAC, something like that. Or even their location. It's really up to you. Tags can be used for whatever reason you want that works best for your business, is the big thing. And then if you want to add context to a workflow, you can. We'll talk a little bit more about workflows. But for example, if you want to add them directly into your power dialer or auto dialer, or a manual action, so that way you might add a list of 100 businesses that you want to contact. You could just add this, and then if you have an automation where it add them into a manual action, you can select that. So not only will they be added into the system, but it'll actually be added as a manual action to contact them as well. And then at this point, your file is being processed. You can check to see how it's going. Looks like it's already completed. And you can see 200 total, 200 created, updated with zero errors as well. So that's worked. Now, at the top, you now see that there's another tab with just the dummy data. So currently we have 201 records. If we go to dummy data, it's just going to show those 200. Good, once again, good way to be organized and all that. And that's how you would import a list into your software.